Welcome to Soldierz Eastside Recovery Meeting. This is Soldierz Live Recovery Meeting on Saturday night from Kingdom City Church. We believe that God and recovery must come first. Recovery is not a one-size-fits-all. This meeting will begin in 4 minutes. Please enjoy the meeting. Sarah from Thrive Recovery is going to open the meeting light.
Yeah, I know. He's like, I panicked. He's like, he said, God. So I'm like, I'm good, chill.
Yeah, the mic is right now.
I thought we were sure I was going to jail for it. He's like, I was like, no. Oh, we're good.
Okay. Just talk about.
So, this is the part about telling you about the toys and the car shows that are around here. Yes. And then my cousin, his daughter, has a grand, well, coming out of she's 6. But that's all right.
Get them kids in on there too. Don't be scared. You gotta love me up there. Get up in there, guys. Get up in there. We're live.
Get up in there, Casey.
No need.
That's what started.
And then, yeah, no, I put 2 cents in last time I was at work.
Andrew.
They're bad.
I was on the roof inside now, sweating.
But if you can, kind of move it a little bit here and there. You don't have to move it too much while they're talking. Because you're still sitting around this room a little bit. Move it and fall. But it's covering a lot of area. You're sitting here. Start getting back here. Overnight. And you can try to move it to
Downtown.
Yeah. I was talking about it. Yeah. Just the inside, right here. Yeah.
Yeah, good thing he's with us, right? It's fine. He's gonna be fine.
Anything I learned? They'll fix it. Long time no see.
Once you start getting into cars, like, realize.
There he is. Yeah. I can't clap.
Otherwise, I would switch out for. Like, it can get pretty expensive, but also can be fairly cheap.
I tell you what, getting down the stairs this morning was a pain. It took me like 5 minutes to get down the stairs. It probably took me about 20 minutes to go pee this morning, dude. Just get out of bed. I was like, man, this is rough.
When I seen Ryan, he showed me his stuff, like the Square one, probably Union Park. I think it was the Marissa.
No.
Yeah.
I rode the bike back. Like I got up immediately, put the chain back on the bike because I did not talk. He definitely bent my pedal, but I can't really. You know, like he immediately asked, like, hey, like, you want the cops there? I thought I was. You know.
Sober Soldierz
Yeah, I was
Recovery
like, no, I'm
family.
good,
My
it's
name
fine.
is
Like,
Sarah, and
I
I'm
looked
in
at his windshield.
recovery.
Hi,
Hi, hello. Hi. Welcome to the Sober Soldierz Live Recovery Meeting. We are not affiliated with any 12-step program. The difference is we are not a program, we are a recovery family. We believe God and recovery come first, and recovery can be found in many various ways. We have a few announcements to cover before we get this meeting started. Number one, next Saturday, October 18th at 2 p.m. at First Church is Benji and Jess's wedding. October 29th at 6 p.m. trunk or treat, same church, First Church. Is that the open Bible? Right? Okay, cool.
2200 Beaver.
2200 Beaver. Sober Soldierz, Thanksgiving, Breaking Bread, First Church, same place, 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. Those are the announcements. Our meeting is shared on Facebook Live for those unable to attend in person. If you do not get the opportunity to share during the meeting, please feel free to jump on the group page and share on the live event or on the page. Everyone's recovery is valuable to this recovery family. Recovery is not a one-size-fits-all. Please speak into the microphone so that people online can hear. If you choose not to share, please at least share your name and recovery time so we can get to know you. We here in the Sober Soldierz community celebrate every day as a victory. Please keep your share to 3 minutes maximum so everyone gets a chance to share. As you can see, we keep a chair in the center of the room for those out there still sick and suffering and the family members suffering along with them, praying one day they find their chair. Now I'd like a moment of silence followed by the Lord's Prayer. Our Father,
who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For God is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen.
thank you. Okay, so the topic is finding a chair. For me, I'm going to talk about my own experience with just finding my chair. And for me, what that looks like is going through, I certainly was never aware of this recovery family when I was out getting high. I had no idea about, I was familiar with the 12-step program, but just really wanted to take the easy way out no matter what I did. So I wanted it to look good no matter what I was doing. But it took and I'm sure a lot of you can relate, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of pain, enough pain that I was done digging, that I was ready to surrender. I was ready to surrender to my addiction, and I was ready to surrender to God, and I do that on a daily basis. And as a result of showing up to meetings like these and staying my butt in the chair throughout the meeting and staying present, it allows and ensures me another day to stay sober, and I don't really have a lot to share on it, I suppose. That's about all I got. Okay, thanks, Sarah.
My name is Benji. I'm in recovery, and today I have 260 days. It took, for me, in finding my chair, losing everything, and the potential, I was looking at prison, and it was either, get sober or go to prison, which in that, it wasn't prison necessarily that I feared. It was the not being able to see my kids anymore, the fear of losing my now ex-wife because of addiction, the fear of losing my home, and everything that I thought that I'd worked so hard to get. That's what got me to where I am today. It was surrendering to God and losing everything that I feared I would lose. It's like I'm still battling with being able to see my kids without supervision and stuff like that, just to be able to be present in their lives and be the dad that I know I was raised to be the role model, and just that person that I knew I was, but I had lost that. I had lost who I was. I didn't think that I would ever be able to be him again, and I didn't know how. So, being able to, it was being in jail and seeing TJ and Jimmy show up there and, talk about sober soldiers and talk about God. And, when I was sitting there listening to them speak, now I know that it was God speaking through them to me. And it showed me that there was still life out there, a better life, and that there was hope. And it made me want that even more than I already did. So, just as Sarah said, just keeping my butt in the chair and everything, it's very easy for me, because, I put God in the center of my life, and the blessings that follows that are the most amazing in the world. So that's what I got. Thank you.
I'm Chance, and I got over 60-some days in recovery. On this topic, I guess it's just being open and willing to direction and guidance that will get you to where you need to be. It took me prison for a very long time. It took me multiple treatments. It took me to lose everything: my mother, my brother, my cousins, all that. But most importantly, it was the choice that I made when I was in Thrive to go back to a sober living house, to get back in the program, to close my mouth and open up my ears and just be open to everything and actually do the work, and not because, I got this big case over my head. Yeah, that's neither here or there. It's just a repercussion of my actions, and I'm here, I'm doing it, and it's I don't have to worry about anything because I know I got myself, I know I got my support system that's going to be there, and I'm okay being in a sober living house. I got a job, I'm paying my bills, I'm doing everything that's asked of me, and most importantly, I'm proud of myself and other people are proud of me, and it's one day at a time for sure, but just be open, willing, and accept criticism. Yeah, criticism when it's given, you know what I mean? Usually you're not in the right or the wrong. Sometimes you just need to stop.
Change your perspective.
Yeah, and change your perspective. And, everybody's perception of reality is different, but this is what mine is, and I accept that. So, with that, I'll pass.
Ryan Brooks, and I've been in recovery for 50 days now. How I found this chair here. It took a lot of pain, and it took a lot of in and out of jail, in and out of prison. None of that ever worked, I pushed God away, but He found me, and showed me the way. I too went to Thrive, and then Thrive showed me here, and I've been blessed, and I appreciate every day, and but it's just been it's been good, and I'm happy to have God back in my life, and I'm happy on this journey with you guys.
Amen.
I'm gonna pass.
Rick, I got 314 days. How I started my chair was in CFR, when I got accepted after being in CFR for 30 days, not knowing what I was going to do or what I was going to accomplish. That's when I kind of started to read the Bible a little bit more and trying to understand it. And
talked to TJ the day before, and then he said he prayed on it. And I actually prayed on it too. I didn't think I was getting in, and I got in, and that now you see me. You know, been doing big things. You know, my life's been changing every day. Everything's all positive. It's now there's no negative, and I got my family in my life again since I've been in the Soldier house. I got wonderful brothers that can talk to me about anything, and they support me in anything I do, and I support them for anything they do. We hold each other accountable. Each and every day, no matter if it's good or bad. Yeah, that'll pass.
My name's Jamie. I have 23 years, 9 months, 15 days sober from meth. And I also have a year, 9 months, and 10 days sober from alcohol. So how I found my chair was from Jimmy, and Marquise, and Justin. It was about almost 2 years ago. I was trapped inside my trailer for 4 days. I couldn't get out in the snow. And they came to my rescue, and they dug me out, and then they prayed for me. And I'm not gonna lie, when they showed up, I was still intoxicated. And after they prayed for me, I just felt inside that I needed to be done. I was done. The next morning, they offered me to come to the meeting. I showed up. And then ever since that day, I said, I'm done. I gotta do it for myself so that I can do it for my kids. And the way I was going, the doctors pretty much told me that if I wouldn't have stopped when I did, I would have been done. I would have been gone. I would have been deceased within 6 to 8 months. And I'm just glad that I made that choice to put the bottle down, because I look at it this way. What would I have done, or what would my kids do without me? They wouldn't have nobody. Why? Because I'm all they had. And I'm just very thankful and blessed that those men came into my life when they did. And I will forever be grateful for that, Jimmy. Thank you. And with that, I'll pass.
What's up? I'm Ben. I've got 2 years, 9 months, and 9 days. So how I found my chair. I guess I could start by saying I'm glad I found my chair. I literally had nothing to lose, so unlike Benji, I really didn't have anything to lose. I had everything to gain, from the spot I was in. And just listening to Several Soldiers for the very first time, that's what I knew I needed when they started talking about God, because I knew I needed God in my life. It's not to say I didn't have God in my life, but I wasn't following Him. I wasn't surrendering to Him. I wasn't, I wasn't chasing anything but to find a recovery. When I found Sober Soldiers at CFR, that's when I found God again in my life, and just kept hitting up meetings, Saturday meetings, every Saturday when I got out of there. And then I finally got into the Sober Soldiers home, which changed my life completely. I've got an alarm set every morning now where I wake up and do devotions. And that's just from learning from, the place I was in, and learning how to chase God, because I didn't know how to do it, but the Holy Spirit shows you, He gives you the right people in your life. I've got a lot of thanks to guys like TJ and Tony Lang, Jimmy, absolutely everybody in this room, actually. You all have a purpose, and you all have good things to say, And when you're having a rough time, we're here for you. Even if you're not a part of this family, you're a part of this family. Yeah, if you know anybody's out there sick and struggling, or just tired of it, let them know who God is. Let them know Jesus did. You know. Thanks, love y'all. Thanks, bro.
Name's Kent. Today's 48 days of and I guess it's 60 years of my life. It's been kind of a progression to find the chair over time, and very fortunate I never had to be in a recovery place because of the church. The church is my recovery, and through that I found the chair when Sober Soldiers started coming to the church, and I've been helping with the Christmas lights. And this is a guy with reddish hair and a long beard, just Benjamin, but he just said that come check us out, and it's just like he sensed a need, but most of everybody in this room has had an impact. And just in the last week, I won't mention names, but a couple of people, they were a friend I never even knew I had. And it just, we take so much for granted, and really hit the road was the consequences of my behavior and the pornography addiction and anger had really, there were consequences, and I just knew where I was headed and just needed to make a U-turn. And what God has given me was blessings upon blessings, and how a wrong action could take everything away. And with that, I'll pass.
Thanks, guys.
So, some people might get hit by a car and then get sober, but I got sober and then hit by a car. So, but today I have 189 days. So I probably tried and failed to find my chair multiple times. Going through Salvation Army 2 times, Bridges of Iowa, graduating that one successfully. But I think it really took this last time to realize I was putting that generational curse on my kids, and that was something that I wanted to stop. When I woke up in the hospital and was in jail with a child endangerment over my head, I just knew that's not what I wanted for my kids, and I knew if I were to continue on that path and choosing drugs over them, then they were going to end up being in the same spot I was going to be in, and maybe, later on have to be going to jail for doing the same things because I was an absent father because I chose drugs, you know what I'm saying? And so, it really just kind of put it in perspective, that's not something I want for my daughters. I want them to know that they're loved by me, and that, I want to be present, but even in that week that I had relapsed after, I got off probation and everything, lost my buddy, and, just everything hit me all at once, I needed that, and, I really think that's how God works, is, because I needed that, He knew how best to get to me. He knew, I would be at that point of surrender, and He knew that I would chase Him after that. And I think it's a miracle that all of it happened, even bouncing off this dude's car, I think that was a miracle, I don't recommend it by any means, but, the car will win, every time, but, I'm alive, that's good, God's good, but it really did, kind of put things in perspective, maybe I need to slow down, and appreciate everything I got going on, and stop trying to rush everything I'm always doing, that instant gratification or whatever, I know it's all in God's time for when I'll be able to see my kids again and go from that. I just feel it's really trying to teach me patience, because you can't really go fast when your leg don't work, but yeah, I think for sure. I think for sure, like, you know, like, surrendering and like losing everything, like how Benji did, you know, like I lost my kids, I lost my place, I lost all my stuff, kind of. I mean, my dad got most of it, so I got some of it back. But, you know, like it really did take me getting to that point of like realizing like I'm going to end up hurting my kids more in the long run, and I don't want to see them have to go through an addiction like that. You know, because like I'm sure it hurts my dad just as much as it will hurt me. Like even the thought of it, like alone in the future, like it hurts me. You know, and I don't want my kids to see that. I don't want them to know that lifestyle, and that's kind of why I was always absent. But with that, I'm gonna pass.
Thanks, Isaac.
Hi guys, I'm Cody.
Hi, Cody.
Hi Benjamin. I just gotta echo, I guess, some of the things you guys said. I like how Benjamin said he'll put the right people in your life, and they'll set very good examples. This man is TTG. I didn't know what that meant for the longest, but when it comes to service work, he's trained to go. He just did it. He never asked. Never thought twice. He would just do it. Rescued my sister one morning. Forever grateful for that, bro. Got a lot of respect for you. Kent, surprisingly, you said something about the church led you here, and that's sort of what happened with me. So I found my chair. It was more like a concrete slab, and that led to do some time, and I started attending church. And the further I would go on this walk, this journey of faith, the more personal it got. But I can say that in hindsight, it's always been pretty personal. I just didn't realize it. Like from the people that I met in prison and the people that I knew and ran into in prison, they had like certain phone numbers that connected me with certain people that got me where I needed to go. So it's just the way that God makes moves is amazing. But yeah, so it was divine intervention led me to church. Church led me here in a very cool way. And now I'm seeing myself kind of being led back into the church. Like the physical buildings. Like I understand like the body and all of us are the church, this and that, but there's something to do with the physical buildings. I've been going to a lot of them. Not like necessarily Sundays, but just for different reasons. And I'm like learning a lot. So I think there's something to it. Anyways, thanks for listening.
Thanks, Cody.
I'm Susan, and finding my place, finding my seat, it all paid off today. And saying goodbye to my mom. I got to see my kids. First time I've used. Very bittersweet. And I was very grateful to have good friends with me. Get me through it. So, with that, I'll pass. I'm Jeanette. I have 352 days today. It was a long journey to find my chair. It took over 15 years, and for the last few years, before this last almost year, I begged for a chair. But the people in my life had convinced me that I would be, people would look down on me if I went to a recovery center. But one night, after I had been drinking, I decided that I maybe would be better off not around, and my kids would be better off. And so I heard God talk to me, and He said, "It's time. It's now. It's now." So I went to recovery, and then 10 days later, my mom passed while I was in recovery. And God put me there for a reason, because had I not been in recovery, I would not be here today. I would still be in the bottle or not alive. So I'm very thankful for that. And then I was in recovery for a while before I came here. But the thought or the concept of, recovering out loud had never occurred to me, or I'd never heard about it. And since I've been coming here, that's what I've been doing. And so it helps you be accountable, held accountable, and puts a lot of different things in your life that are good. And with that, I'll pass.
And Adam, I have 419 days. chair after I got out of CF4 and came to my first Sober Soldierz meeting at, I can't think of it. They used to have the meetings over off Ashworth.
What's the problem?
Yeah. And, you know, when I walked in, I was greeted. Well, the first person I met was Ben. I was a little scared.
Sorry.
No, I got to the house, no one was there. Ben was there, and then he's like, TJ's just like, all right, make yourself at home. I'm like, kind of like, what happened to you? Is like, okay, what is this? And then I went to the meeting that night, and just the brotherhood and the family was insane. I was really nervous to talk on the mic because in my past, I went to AA meetings, NA meetings, I could just pass or not talk. But I'm glad that this program is out loud. You know, like she said, people looking down on you. You know, I don't really need those people in my life anymore. I have you guys and God, and I'm proud of my progress. And you know, I'm a work in progress, but I'm not drinking and I'm not using, and that's all that matters. I'm starting to lose the cravings for even marijuana, and I smell it all day long and driving through Des Moines. And I'm not gonna lie, it smells good, but I don't crave it anymore. I just say, that's a good smell, and then say, I'm glad I'm not driving with my car reeking like that with the cops everywhere. Yeah, I can't believe I, you know, would roll through town just smoking like I'm smoking a cigarette, you know, and I don't know, I'm glad I don't have to deal with that stress. Like when I see a cop, I don't freak out. Except for the other night, I was kind of speeding through this town and looked, was a cop, and it like made my heart drop. It was downpouring rain. I'm like, well, I'm losing my tiara. But
Don't speed.
that town came up quick. We were in the middle of nowhere. I took a wrong way out of it and added like 20 minutes to my car ride. No, we went through, was that Baxter? But I don't know. I go through my stages where I'm not like too thrilled to be in these meetings, you know, and it just kind of gets repetitive. But every time I just say, you know, I'll get that feeling back, and it's like a couple meetings, and then I'm back. And he keeps just showing me blessing after blessing. I got to feed my baby his first real food today. Sweet potato.
Did you try it?
No.
What?
Henry did, but he didn't like it anymore. Yeah, just seeing my kids grow, and I don't know. I was laying on the floor with them today, and I had them both laughing, and it's just like that's the moment I saw it. Oh, I don't need anything else. I got to witness there was a female service last night. I was doing media for it, and you know, it kind of opened my eyes. You know, the preacher there was, you know, it went 2 hours long. I wasn't expecting that, but you know, women can talk. I'm just kidding. But you know, I sat through it, and you know, some things she said I was very conflicted with, and some stuff that I need to work on, and I got a lot out of it. I've never been to church two days in a weekend before, so it's gonna be a new experience. I don't know. A little over, or last week I was just like, man, I never have a day off. I'm always busy, and then I'm just glad that every day I'm busy and keep my mind occupied with stuff. And man, but I'm terrible with planning stuff. Still, that's something I need to work on. I'm kind of a spontaneous person. It's just, you know, like, oh, let's go. But I'm grateful to be here, and praise God. Praise God.
I'm impressed I have 617 days in recovery. How I found my chair, I would say a long time of doing things my own way. A lot of time in and out of jail, prison, in and out of treatments. And I think that I would say I didn't find my chair. I would say God opened doors and led me to the chair, because there's like just certain things that happened just, the past few months that I didn't really expect. I really wasn't wanting per se, but God, I just knew that I needed it. Maybe it wasn't something that I wanted, and that's what led me to this chair. Was God, and I'm grateful for that, because I'm alive today. I wake up every day with purpose. I wake up every day with goals in mind that I'm chasing after. And some days aren't easy though. Some days are hard. You go through those waves of, like, you're up on the mountaintop, and then you just go through those valleys where you're not. You're just like, it sucks. I do. Anyways, I guess I don't know. I can't speak for everybody. But I know if I just keep pressing forward and keep plugging away, that once I reach out of that little valley, then things will start going back to the road that I was on. Yeah, grateful to be here, and good topic. Thanks.
Thanks, Preston.
My name is Logan Portlow. I have 309 days today. I guess finding my chair. I don't know. I think it's easy to forget how you land where you're at. These places that you've been with edge there. I was just sitting here thinking about where I was at just not that long ago. That's the hell that I was in. I found my chair in a drug-induced psychosis. Basically just trying to fight through what was real and what was not. Had a really bad time deciphering reality. I hallucinated my own intervention, destroyed my garage, and then I saw Brock on the TV on the news the same night. Called. They were actually getting ready to have their opening. It was on Tuesday. I showed up Wednesday. When I let me in, they were not ready to open. I was basically just alone in the treatment center for a little while, which is really cool, actually. But that place absolutely shaped and molded me into what I was able to become. They pushed me to do something different. I'm not dogging on anybody or what they have going on. And sometimes I wish I lost everything to prison and these things, just because I feel like honestly sometimes it makes it a little bit easier to chase what you're chasing. But I chose to be there and chose to come here and do all of these things. It's so hard, man. It's so hard to stay in that chair when you know you don't have to. It's so hard to keep chasing all of this when there's nothing keeping you here but just wanting a better life. There are days where I sit and I wonder, what have I done? What have I done in almost a year? And it messes with my head. I shouldn't do that to myself, but I do. I think we all probably do. But I know that it just means that I want more and that I'm growing. I don't ever want to be too comfortable. get too comfortable, I'm going to fall. And I appreciate God's little reminders in letting me know that I don't have it all figured out, and that it's not all on me. And that if it was all on me, I wouldn't get very far. I would definitely be walking with 2 left feet, that's for sure. I know that I need his guidance, and I know that I need his love. There's often times, as of recent, that I may be cussing him a little bit. I haven't done that the whole time. I have been. I've been going back and forth here. But he who wrestles with God is, I don't know the quote, but I'll make one up. Something like, he who wrestles with God is, can't remember. I know it's good though. I don't want to do it too long. But yeah, I've been wrestling with him a little bit. Where he wants me to go, why he puts the things in my mind that he does, and if it's him, and discernment, and deciphering through things. And, I'm getting a little cooped up in the house. I'd love to have my kids on the weekend and be able to do things with them and feel comfortable in bringing them to where I'm at. Not that the house is not a good place for kids or anything like that. It's just not a comfortable place for kids. It's so wrong, We got 10, 11 guys that live on our side. I need my own place, and I've been looking, and I think I'm ready to make that jump, and I need to be prepared when I hit my year here in December to be able to do that. It's all part of being in that church, being a man and being present and available for them, and doing things that I've never done before. So I hope that I just keep stepping up and keep growing and learning, and I don't want to ever lose my chair. I pray that I don't. Thanks.
My name is Jimmy. I was redeemed by the blood of Jesus Christ, January 6th, 2018. I want to kind of put a twist. For me to find my trailer, it took several failed attempts. It took a helicopter ride to the brink of death for me to find my chair and to finally want to stay in this chair. But I want to talk about the importance of securing my chair. That's why I come back to these meetings every week. That's why I'm continuously involved, because in January I'll have 8 years, God willing, but I will tell you that it's on days like this. This is the anniversary of my son's death. I revealed some feelings on Facebook today in a post about that. Well, I had to set some boundaries with my daughter several months ago about I want a reciprocating relationship. I'm not going to be your ATM machine. I'm not going to just be here when it's convenient. And I put that out there, and I had to set some boundaries because I had to protect myself. I can't. And I truly admit that I was a piece of shit before I came into recovery. There are days while I'm still in recovery, I'm a piece of shit. But I'm trying every day to be a better man, and I can tell you that the importance of this chair for me is a matter of my life. It's a matter of me continuing to find self-worth in myself, because I know that I can go right down here to the Oasis right now, and in 2 drinks I can lose my self-worth, my identity, and I'm gone. And I know that, and that's a reality. And the reality is, this chair is my life. I have to have this son of a bitch buckled up at all times, because guess what? When I did a Facebook post like that, guess what? For a split second, I thought, what the hell is it worth? Why am I sober today? But it's not about anybody else. It's about me. It's about me and my relationship with God. And it's why I'm in this chair. I'm in this chair because this is where I can finally be me. And it's in this chair and in this recovery family that I get to choose the people that I want to be in my family. I get the reciprocating love back and forth. It's not one-sided anymore. I don't have to give and not ever receive back. It took all day for my wife to convince me that I'm not a piece of shit anymore. Because I had mental masturbation that set in because of who I used to be. But I'm not that person anymore. I am a child of God. I was redeemed by the blood of Jesus Christ. And I'm sitting here today, and I'll be going to hell if I'm going to go backwards for anybody else.
Jeremy Allen, I have 937 days in recovery today. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired of my own bullcrap. I was at the lowest of lows. I didn't want to be here anymore. But I made the choice to get on my knees and say a foxhole prayer. And God actually delivered. He came through. He delivered me. But I didn't find my chair until 10 or 11 months later, like 10 and a half months later, when my dad had a massive heart attack and we almost lost him. And I was talking with a friend, and I was going to go get a bottle, but they convinced me to come to a meeting. And I came the next week, I was uncomfortable at first because I don't like meeting new people. I didn't like meeting new people. But that changed. Because the love and the brotherhood here is unfathomably different than what I've always been a loner. But now I get to have this family, and I get to be part of this amazing community. I get to do this because God redeemed me. I then started to want a relationship with Jesus, and He has done nothing but exponentially increase and increase and increase, and I cannot do anything besides praise Him for what He's done in me and is now doing through me. My dad's been in the muck and mire for the better part of 5 decades now, since he was 14, and I've been working on him for months, and he's actually going to come to church with me tomorrow. And that's just Jesus through me, and I'm letting Him shape and mold me and to use me however He sees fit. Because it's not about me anymore. It's about serving Jesus. It's about being there for other people and to help other people. That's all I got.
Thanks, man.
I'm Katie. I have 35 days today.
Hi, my name is Tyler. I have 647 days. Finding my chair. It took me 3 times in prison. Just all my 20s wasted away to the bitter life of drugs and alcohol. But I'm very happy I found my chair. Life is absolutely amazing since I found my chair. Life really what it started was this last time I went to prison. When I got arrested, I just realized that I couldn't do this anymore. You know, I was starting over. And I was to a point in my life where everything was so bad that I was ready to go back to prison. You know, I was just like, I was on the run. I wasn't doing well. And I was just like, at this point, I was ready to go back to prison. So when I got to prison this time, when I got in county, I opened my Bible and I surrendered. I really actually surrendered this time, you know. Like where Jeremy said his life has increased. But in order, I knew in that moment, for my life to increase, I myself had to decrease. I had to stop what I was doing and stop hanging around with people I was hanging around with. So I completely cut all ties. I stopped associating with people for my whole life, I only spoke to my mom, my sister, while I was in prison with God. Really, I just worked out. I went to work. I read my Bible, and I prepared myself for when I got out. And then when I got to the Fort, I buckled down. I got a job when I was out, and it was actually Elvis and one of my other friends, one of the other older guys at the Fort that invited me to hear one of these Silver Soldier meetings. You know, and I didn't even have any clue about the Silver Soldiers community or anything like that, but I'm just very grateful. You know, they seen me in the Fort. You know, and they were, you know, seeing me. I was going to meetings, and you know, I sat with them every day, even though I'm out of state and they were fed. But so I came here to this meeting, you know, and I sat down, and that's when I met. I think Ben was the first person I met too. Yeah, I'm very thankful for that. You know, I came here because they seen what I was doing. They seen that, you know, I was trying to do good, and they told me about this community, and ever since then I've been, you know, in it, you know, all in, you know. I've got baptized since then. I live at the house now with the guys. I read the Word. I chase God, you know, and I wouldn't have it any other way. You know, my life has increased tremendously, but in order to do that, I had to decrease in many ways. To my ego, my pride, to my past, and who I surround myself with. But there's now that I have my chair, there's other people like my little brother, he's like struggling right now. He has like 60 days in recovery, that last I knew, but he's been out of work and out of town, but I've been trying to get him to come to bonfires and to meetings. So I just really hope that I'm praying that he finds his share here soon. You know, I just want to know that there's a family out here that's willing to support him, you know, and that he's not alone. And that really just goes for anybody looking for a share. But with that, I'll pass.
Thanks, Tyler.
Thank you.
I'm Joseph. I have 65 days in recovery. How did I find my chair? This time I found my chair by losing my wife, my kids, house, truck, business, all my friends, so-called friends, self-respect, self-esteem. I'm still working on those. I lost it all, and I was sitting there tying nooses every day. Been to the psych ward in the last year 6 times in a year. Been to inpatient treatments over 10 times. Time and time again, you know, I lost my family. My aunts and uncles don't talk to me. My cousins don't talk to me. I just started snapping out on everything. Took a baseball bat to my own truck. Totaled my truck in the driveway because I didn't feel like I deserved it. Once I lost my wife, she ran off with the kids, and I just wanted to die. And every night for like 4 months, it was just chaotic. It was brutal. It's traumatizing to think about. But I remember this last time I got arrested. Cops like, what are you going to do after this? And I'm like, I'm going to go to Soldierz. And I don't even know how it happened. It was crazy. I got bonded out $25,000 by a sweet old lady. Very last person I have in my life that was actually cheering me on. You know, even my grandma. She didn't want nothing to do with me. And this random neighbor lady that I had spawning me out. And I get out, I get high, and start hurting myself. I'm living in her house. choking myself out every night to try to get to sleep. I'll pass out, wake back up, do it again. It was crazy. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to call up Soldierz. So I did. Got a hold of TJ. TJ got me up here to Des Moines. He got me a spot. And I came to a bonfire. It wasn't at the house, but I came to one of the bonfires, and I was like, TJ, this is what I want. I want God. I don't want just a house that is doing their thing and going to work and stuff like that. I want more structure. I want to chase God, and I want to be a part of what you got. And he said he would go home. He told me to go back. He prayed over it overnight. So I went back and I hit the Bible and I prayed. Next morning I woke up and he said, what are you doing? I said, waiting on you. Pack up your stuff, I'm coming to get you. And since then, I've been hitting the road. 2 days after that, I got a job. Man, things have been going good. I got a vehicle. Got a brotherhood. You know, I got real friends today. You know, I know sometimes we let each other down, but look how good we're all doing. Each and every one of us.
Some of us do
I'm very blessed to be here today. I'm very blessed to have this chair that I'm sitting in. There's only so many spots in the house, you know, and there's so many people out there that need help. But it's really cool how our house, you know, every one of us, it's not so big that, you know, we all know each other personally, and we're all growing with each other. And that's really cool. And gosh, just 2 months ago, I was sitting there killing myself. And now today, I'm praising God, and that's huge. You know, I love that we're doing all this live for everybody and stuff like that, because I hope one of these days my family looks it up and it's like, dude, look at how good he's doing. And I got to see my brother's little boy today, and the kid's getting big. It's just spit an image of my brother. It's cool little things like that. You know, I'm excited. I'm excited. It's 2 months. Give me another 2 months, and let's see where I'm at. I'm at that standstill right now, though. That's like, man, I'm getting bored, and or something. It's getting repetitive. But this too shall pass. Yeah.
Boredom's better.
Or just pray about it.
Yeah.
I'll just keep praying about it, and then things will just go by. I love every one of you guys.
We love you too.
Appreciate you guys being here. Thanks.
I'm Casey, and I have 59 days sober today. I'm just thankful to be here and thankful to live in, I live in also a sober living house as well. So there's a lot of different personalities with 11 different women in there, but you know, I make do. I have been going through addiction, you know, over half of my life. I grew up in an alcoholic addict home. You know, I just thrived off chaos, and you know, I'm just really not rushing things this time, trying to like sit back and really just pay attention and be uncomfortable, because you know, there's the more uncomfortable I am, the more like I learn out of things, and I'm just gonna stay uncomfortable, and I'm thankful to be in this chair today because there's been a lot of times where, you know, I've died 4 times. They've had to Narcan me back to life, and I'm just super thankful to be here, and that's all I got.
Here you go, bud. Bloody chair, bud.
He loves the microphone.
Wrap us out.
What?
What?
I mean, yeah, I got 522 days. What? I didn't find it in jail. I didn't find it when I first got to Bridges. I didn't find it when I lost my kids the second time. I went back and still doing what I was still drinking. But I guess I knew I found the spot when I was with a friend Ryan Claiborne. I was talking to him in Bridges and stuff. He just told me, you know, he's like, you just sit back and enjoy the ride. He said, just be patient. And I started being patient. And then I remember, you know, I talked to Gigi when I was in jail and stuff, and because all three of us are solid friends, as you guys know. But I remember when Gigi first came down from Bridges and brought me here. I knew I was in the right spot. I mean, I knew I couldn't do it on my own. I couldn't do meth 13 years ago on my own, just cold turkey, because I lost that one up there with his brother. It was rough, but I did. I mean, so I was, I mean, that's just the way I do. That's the way I knew I just stop doing shit. Just stop doing it and just isolate and be by myself. And, you know, but it didn't work the alcohol. So, Bridges helped me a lot because I was able to get out of jail. I could have got out of jail, but I told the judge, I was like, I'm just gonna stay in here. Just leave me in here until I go somewhere. Until I go to a sober living house or to Bridges. And when I found out I was able to go to Bridges and not go to prison, I was like, all right, well, do that, you know, and did that, and I mean, Bridges is a good program.
Yeah.
It holds you accountable for your shit. And, you know, but, so I was coming to meetings before I went to treatment the first time out of Prairie Ridge. But I was showing up, when down to the old church down there, I was showing up. I had like 2 hours. A couple times I had like a day or something. I mean, obviously you never know how I was going to get drunk. I mean, I always had a bottle in my car. So it was just like, I wasn't ready. And the teacher was trying to get me ready. But it just wasn't happening. Went to treatment, did 30 days there at Prairie Ridge, and it was good for me. So I would come to meetings down there. And his brother's birthday came up, and I was just like beat up about it. You know, first birthday, never wouldn't be around him and stuff, and going back drinking. You know, so it just, if he wasn't sitting up there right now, or being in my life, I mean, if I were to get off paper right now, and he wasn't in my life, I'd go back drinking. I ain't gonna lie. Because I'm just, I'm lost. Lost is what leads me to just drinking a lot. And that's what led to this last whole situation, and him and his brother getting hurt and fighting with me and everything else, and just me just being a piece of shit. And I know now I have a place in that chair, and it's, of course, because of myself and God, but it's mainly because of him sitting up there. He's what keeps me going right now. And for me to be able to be there for him and just be a normal dad to him is what I want to be. And just, I want to fail him again. Because he's giving me another chance. He doesn't have to do that. Not for what I put him through. I mean, I was raising him and his brother like my adopted dad raised me in a violent affiliated family, drunk all the time. And I was starting to do that thing. I don't want to be like my adopted dad was to me, but I was becoming that person. And without even noticing, just being an asshole, being violent, and it's just not fair to him. He doesn't deserve that. I mean, he didn't grow up like I did. I shouldn't have to put him through, making him go through shit that I went through. And that's what it's leading to. Like I said, I'm not off the top of here. That's just on my mind right now. But,
Yeah, it's the most you've ever talked in a meeting.
but yeah, right?
5 minutes ago.
Yeah, right.
Praise
You
God,
know,
I love it.
it's just, I'm happy where I am. I mean, I'm not gonna leave my grandma either, you know. That was my main goal. That's why I was at I was only at the house for like 30 days. Because my main goal was just to get home to my grandma. And she's 98 years old living by herself, and that's just something that happened to her. And I wouldn't be able to make it home. You wouldn't see me right now. I mean, I'd probably be in prison or dead or something. That's a shame. And my other half too, Steve. You know, she calls me a little bullshit too. But that's all I got.
Thanks, Amy.
Thanks, Andy. Come down here, Mason.
I'll put the microwave.
Come on, take it.
Whose father?
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom,